Welcome to News Alert on Capital Television.
The 2012 presidential candidate of the Great Consolidated Popular Party, GCPP, Dr. Henry Herbert Lartey, has openly revealed he's going to back and campaign for the re-election of Joseph Adekoka as the Greater Accra Regional Chairman of the governing National Democratic Congress, NDC. Dr. Henry Lartey, who is the leader and chairman of the GCPP, claims the other aspirants are not qualified enough to compete against Mr. Adekoka, who was once the board chairman of the Accra Great Olympics Football Club and incumbent regional chairman. The best candidate, as far as he is concerned, is Mr. Adekoka, who the masses are willing to vote for, and also describes him as an embodiment of peace and a man with great potentials. Dr. Lartey is convinced after monitoring the NDC's campaign over the last few months, and he thinks Mr. Adekoka's messages are well-trained, tailored to the appropriate quarters without insults and attacks. The NDC's regional delegates election is scheduled for October this year. According to him, he's not meddling in their affairs and he's only supporting a long-time friend.
A total of about 5,500 Muslims from Ghana participated in this year's Hajj pilgrimage and are leaving Accra in batches of 500 from 16th to 27th September 2014. The Vice President, His Excellency Pakwesi Emisa Arthur, and the National Chief Imam, Sheikh Nuhu Sharabutu, together with other chiefs and opinion leaders, graced the 2014 Hajj ceremony, organized for the pilgrims embarking on the holy journey to Mecca. The first batch of 500 Hajj pilgrims were airlifted from Accra to Mecca on Tuesday, followed by 500 passengers on Wednesday. Thursday's flight also had 500 passengers on board, with the fourth batch scheduled to leave today. The communication director for the Hajj board, Mohammed Amim Lamte, intimated to Capital TV that this year's pilgrimage has been very successful compared to that of last year. He further stated that they've been able to address all the challenges that confronted the board last year.
Compared to last year's organization, we have seen a lot of improvement in the way we went about our preparation, control of programs in terms of their medical attention and all that. I think that is massive improvement this year. Ghanaian pilgrims are used to probably sending especially kola nuts, which has been banned in Saudi Arabia. So at the end of the day, you would sensitize them, you would educate them not to send kola nuts, but they insist and they take it along. Sometimes they would have their way through the Kotoka International Airport. Even to start with, they would be able to bear it through the Hajj village, because the first checkpoint is the Hajj village. They will manage to meander their way through to the Kotoka International Airport. Some of them who are not fortunate, it will be seized at the airport. Some of them who would have their way to the kingdom, the moment they get there, it is seized. So, but yes, still, you have people always want to go along with the kola nut. It is really a very big problem. But we hope that in the near future, with sensitization and education, people will change their attitude, because you have a scenario where some of the programs are just going to the kingdom just for business purposes, and you have others who are going purely because of worship or religion. So it is really something that we are confronted with, and we hope that in the near future it will change.
Meanwhile, the organization has worked extremely hard, eliminating the numerous challenges they have been encountering over the years.
We have the chairman, will be supported by our big brother, who is also a member of the board, Al-Haji Engineer. So in a jiffy, there he comes. So that is our executive secretary of the Hajj board, Al-Haji Nashuru Abdullahi. He looks very, very young, but very intelligent. You're welcome to this very short presentation. Thank you very much. So the presentation. The Jama, waɗanda ina ma suna da harkar da suke yin sun kawo wannan kaya ne su ba yan hardboard domin a taimaka ma mutane da ma'aikatan mu da suke aikin nan da yake na gan su a sun musu taimaka ma aikin haji muna roƙon Allah taimaka musu inda na samu wani da yin da gwandanci bayan kare I need someone to come and help me to interpret that in the Bani and the wallet maybe Mushi. Thank you very much. So now presentation time. Okay, now you're giving it to God. Let me see your smile. You have to smile.
Pilgrims embarking on this holy journey applauded the organizers for ensuring that all arrangements were made in record time.
I found it 3 years in it. Last year, the economy, my ba, my yakwa, when I yami, Obami, who said, it's Samaba. First, you know, almost fair 10 na ne baka boha. Me daha 13 days. Me come fie. Manye ho anko. Na afiwe no, de omo ya na ayepa. Omo si se ebeka ekina na oba kwa. Omba feremu. Mo bape na mako.
When I hear anything about the Hajj, how the people are all pushing, why? It's because of one God, because we all want to go to heaven. And there are a lot of people here, and that's a bit emotional.
Anopa we me ba ha be 7:30. Me nduru ntem. Na me ba epa na me ji me passport. Ami ko akobompa ye tradition Annabi Muhammad. Onu na wo ye enti oba bia Muslim bia oho saa de na eniji asem na e ma no enti wo kokobompa no na ye wote se wo ko boni bia na wo ye wo kokosre fache.
Ne meda edikan ya Nyankopon abie kwan ama me ameko. Oh me ba na niama nko yie kura. Em say ya ba be gina for the past 1 hour. Die gina na egina. Esa amanfo fa binum na mo odila mu ne edi binam nchen. Ye papa no nkokorafo kura wo mu a ese nkase bi nko mo hwe nkokorafo no kura naka. Omo hu omo mobo. Aja wonim obi a no mo amunim omo no ma de omo afa ho no mo do makwa
na mu ba mu gani problem ciki ba da muka zo an ba mu passport an ba mu komin mu za mu tafi lafiya Allah ya ba Ghana kwanciyar hankali Allah ya ba su sa'a ya biya musu bukatunsu gwamnatin mu kuma Allah ƙara mai iko Allah ya ciwon da muna ji cikin ƙasashen waje Allah kiyaye mu da su.
Other Muslims who hope to embark on the holy journey some years to come also applauded to the board and expressed the concern that the journey is not compulsory for all, but rather a call from Allah.
Wa fidie yehuni se bibia ko wano je se ohaw bi anim yante akasakase bia wo mu nti yehuni se afidie no eyese ni afia twa mu nyina.
Dankopon etin kwamudia na up to 2 years time so met pasameko. Last year no nya ntutumi kakra bi won at that now mpenipo ahihye na mayedie is alhamdulillah na me ase this year ya say kasa bi enu
that etu die ya ntehwe sa bibi abloko se enkwa na se be sa ya te ama de pa eba na on se yentimi hu ansa de pesipe no kire bia omuko wie no ende ya na se yantehwe dia na che no ano no nyame agye pa ebo
se ya kwenu last year me koya bi ba ya hu the step bia this is so fine.
The hope and expectation of all Muslim brothers and sisters is for this year's peaceful Hajj to repeat itself in the next years to come.
Wow, yes.
A press conference organized by indigents and opinion leaders in the Osu municipality on Thursday, 18 September, stressed on the pain and emotional trauma they are going through and urged the president to come to their aid due to the demolition exercise threatened by the Accra Metropolitan Assembly.
They claim they woke up on Tuesday morning and saw the AMA building inspectors with paints and brushes marking their respective buildings and threatening to demolish the whole area by Friday, 19 September 2014 without prior notice whatsoever. Some claim they have stayed in the area for decades. Therefore, why the sudden interest in demolishing the area? When asked, the mayor of AMA, Alfred Okovandapoy, and the PRO gave an excuse that they want to curb the increasing cholera outbreak. The chairman of the churches in the community, Bishop Nana Ofori-Bekwin and Ni Otinkrine Ankara, their spokesperson, however, stated their claim to the land.
We don't have any much conditions about the land. The only condition that we have with them is we call something custom. We normally goes to them when it is a festival or an occasion like a celebration of our Christmas, Easter, and then the gun, or we go there with our drinks as custom demands. Then we hand over them the drinks and then small amount of money. It is not amount of money that has been cut to us, it's optional. So we have been doing it from about 30-something years ago.
Part of the area to be demolished by the mayor was made habitable on the 18th of May 1983. The first settlers to this area were the indigenes of Osu, returnees from Nigeria, and later the other indigenes from war-torn Liberia joined. The area in question was given to us by the National Mobilization Unit, led by Steve Obimpe and E.T. Mensah, the then mayor of Accra, under the Ebo Wulomo Ninoy Agbeti Akasupa, deceased. The area was chosen for us because Steve Obimpe felt since we are from Osu, we needed to be closer to our relations, hence the decision to locate us to that area.
In the end, the indigenes communicated their concerns to the mayor.
I'd like to put this question out to the mayor and chiefs and elders of Osu. Where were those investors when the whole area was inhabitable? Where were those investors when we told to fill the area with rubbish and debris to make it habitable? Where were the chiefs and elders when we weeded the whole area to make it habitable? Where were the chiefs and the mayor when our forefathers settled here over 100 years ago?
Information reaching our desk shows that an injunction has been placed on AMA decision while investigations are pending.
The Monetary Policy Committee of the Bank of Ghana has maintained the policy rate at 19%. The policy rate indicates the rate at which commercial banks can borrow from the central bank. Prior to the announcement, some economists had predicted that the committee will maintain the rate at 19% due to the coming on board of COCOBOT's $1.7 billion, the €1 billion Eurobond. Ongoing talks with the International Monetary Fund was also expected to have an impact on the rate.
Allergy involves an exaggerated response of the immune system, often to common substances such as foods, dust, nuts, medication, or pollen. They are also among the most chronic conditions worldwide, with symptoms ranging from making an individual completely miserable to putting them at risk of life-threatening reactions. However, Capital TV News wonders if Ghanaians are well informed of the dangers that allergic substances can pose to their lives. A few of the people we spoke with are aware of allergies, but as to what they may be allergic to, they didn't know.
They may come in different forms. Some can be through medication, some can be through food, which may cause some symptoms in your body. There are some people, they take certain type of drugs, you start seeing them itching, some you see swollen mouth, and others, some it could be just ordinary food that they are not aware that it's not compatible with their systems.
I used to have some time ago. I went to the hospital and then the doctor said I should examine my environment to find what actually causes that. I get rashes on my skin sometimes.
Well, actually, when it has to do with allergies, I have some anyway. What I know is anytime I take in soakings with maybe Milo, I get boils in my armpits. or when I take in sweets, my body begins to itch and I start feeling dizzy and all. And there are times I don't even know what the reaction is, or I don't know what I'm getting a reaction from, but then you begin to see rashes on my body and all. So I just don't know.
Many of the people, on the other hand, were so clueless they refused to speak on camera. Speaking to Dr. Patrick Boatin, resident and medical doctor of the Bano Hospital, he discloses how allergies work and what are likely to cause allergy.
Only the allergies we tend to have are allergy to dust, pollens, and those are things that people breathe in. We have allergies to food. Some are allergic to nuts. Others are allergic to certain additives that are used to prepare foods. So allergy cast across can be something you breathe in, and usually those tends to be, example will be asthmatic patients when we have, say the wind is blowing and there are a lot of pollens from the flowers. Then they tend to have this inhalation of the pollens, and then they tend to have this asthmatic attack. So asthma is a type of condition where your body reacts hyperactively. And in that case, so they tend to have allergy to pollens, and you have their nose running, you have itching of the throats, they sometimes have tearing in the eyes, and all these things is just because the body immune system is reacting hyperactively.
Strangely, allergies can result in severe conditions like respiratory difficulties and even death. Dr. Boatin advises the public on the dangers of allergies.
Allergies can result in death if one doesn't take care of it. And what you have to know is that if you have any family history of any type of allergy, then you should pay particular attention to your lifestyle, your diet, and be able to find out what you are allergic to. Also, if you react to something, anytime you go to hospital, you should be able to tell the doctor, I'm allergic to this thing. Most people, you have to drag the information from them. But it is easy when you volunteer it. You understand? So then we know, and then we will know that the drugs that we can give and the ones we cannot give.
The Accra Metropolitan Assembly on February 2014 began the construction of the 90th of the 100 millennium proposed schools. The school, which will be disability friendly, is to be situated in Begbese, which is one of the poorest and deprived communities near Mamponse in the Ablekuma West constituency of the Greater Accra region. As part of his promises to build a total of about 100 state-of-the-art millennium city school structures by the end of his 4-year tenure of office as certain mayor of Accra. Based on this, Capital TV News visited the proposed site where an 18-unit classroom block is to be built. As at the time the news team got there, work on the project was moving steadily. Foreman overseeing the work had this to say.
Challenge one is talk akrana a better but your pumping machine ya twinning and edumane de ekoso you need challenge here.
However, our attention was drawn to the fact that the blocks being used for the project was not strong enough. One of the opinion leaders in the Begbese community, Ni Amon Kote, called on the supervisory team of the Accra Metropolitan Assembly to help prevent disastrous occurrences, as the blocks being used for the project is nothing to write home about.
My take on the whole building is the block, because it is the school children who are going to use it. And when you look at the blocks are not strong, and it's a 2-story building. So when we were sitting down looking on this and they use this block for this building now, later we don't know the effect that will come. And we don't want second emergence to happen in this Begbese community.
Scotland will remain part of the United Kingdom along with England, Wales and Northern Ireland, following a historic referendum vote. By 55 to 45%, a majority of voters rejected the possibility of Scotland breaking away and becoming an independent nation. UK Prime Minister David Cameron welcomed Scotland's decision in a televised statement outside 10 Downing Street, saying it was a clear result. Like millions of other people, I am delighted, he said. Cameron said he would have been heartbroken to see the United Kingdom break up, but paid tribute to the efforts of both sides in the campaign. We hear you, he said, to those who voted for independence, adding this was an opportunity to change the way people in the United Kingdom are governed and change it for the better. His government has delivered on devolution in the past and will deliver on it again, Cameron said.
The question of English votes for English laws, the so-called West Lothian question, requires a decisive answer. So just as Scotland will vote separately in the Scottish Parliament on their issues of tax, spending and welfare, so too England, as well as Wales and Northern Ireland, should be able to vote on these issues. And all this must take place in tandem with and at the same pace as the settlement for Scotland.